Need to figure out where we need courtesy flags from. Where are we going to next?
So we're in the middle of the Everglades. We're halfway from east to west. Or, I'm sorry, west to east. From Naples to Fort Lauderdale. In the nice, I had to bring my car in to get it serviced. There was a recall on the airbags, and had to get that fixed before my parents take it and bring it back to Minnesota until we're out of a car, which is going to be its own adventure. Not having a car for the first time in my entire life, at least since I was 16, 17. So we're on our way to Sailorman, the consignment shop. Go be like kids in a candy store and go fill up our CNG tanks with pretty much the only place in the entire lower 50 states that we have found that you can fill up compressed natural gas tanks for marine use. Well, we arrived. Okay, this is if anybody who has watching this, if you ever want to go, this is a big consignment shop for sailing stuff, or anything marine, really, right? It's anything marine. I mean, you can have scuba gear, but I mean, like after a hurricane, this place just fills up with all sorts of goodies. So we're gonna head in. Ooh.
Before it was just a dark, dingy warehouse, all floor to ceiling with junk. Look at that junk pile there.
Next question.
Need to figure out where we need courtesy flags for. Where are we going to next?
So what are we gonna get?
Cuba.
Okay.
Not sure where else. What do you think?
Well, Bahamas.
We already have Bahamas.
So what else? You say there's Jamaica?
They have Jamaica.
Cayman Islands?
Yep, they have Cayman.
Well, look at a map.
Antigua. Curacao. Where are we gonna go to next?
So we searched and searched. We spent hours looking for how to fill a CNG tank, and for the most part, this will only affect 0 of you watching. But Keith was nice enough. He used to work for the company that used to do all this, and so they no longer do it. But Keith, as a service, is like pretty much the only person we found in the lower half of the United States that will fill a CNG tank for you. So thank you, first of all, for meeting us.
Okay.
And if you need a CNG tank filled, this is the guy, and we'll put his contact information in the description. So if you ever need a CNG tank filled, so thank you.
No problem.
I'm not sure. This might be one of those don't do this at home kids moments. But if you need, you can get an adapter and fill this up yourself. So I'm gonna watch it.
This will be your last call. This will be your last call. 20 minutes, you're done being alone. This will be your last call. 20 minutes, you're done being alone. This will be your last call. 20 minutes, you're done being alone.
So we gotta say Keith is the man, and we have 2 full tanks, and we know how to fill a tank. I think eventually we're gonna have to move to propane anyway, just for ease of use. But I mean, when we're around, you know, coming over here for 20 bucks a tank every, you know, 4 months, I wouldn't say that's too bad a deal. That's a lot cheaper than propane too.
Lily scared me half to death because I couldn't find her. She's hiding in the car. I think the wind is making her nervous. Poor thing.
Oh,
That looks pretty good.
I think that's good. So as you can see, that's pretty much as simple as it is to fill up a CNG tank. And again, we're gonna thank Keith because he just saved our baked potatoes and all the food we're gonna be cooking for the next couple months. We're gonna be in the Bahamas, so we need the gas, and it saves us $1,000 putting a new oven in there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So it was great. So thanks so much, Keith.
No problem.
So we're gonna come back in a couple months probably, and Keith will be here. So if you ever need somebody, you can contact us, and we'll give you his contact information. So again, you know, for the amount of time we spent looking for a place to fill CNG tanks, and to come here and it just to be as simple and easy as it was. First of all, what a nice guy to fill the tanks up for us. Come up and meet us, because really nobody exchanges the tanks anymore. And it's such a safe gas, it's such a safe cooking platform. You know, compressed natural gas is lighter than air, so like with propane it sinks if you ever get a leak, and with CNG it doesn't. Unfortunately, just never caught. But so I'm happy that there's still a place and I can keep getting my tanks filled. The only thing is that getting the tanks filled when we're out of the country is impossible, I think. So as long as it's still here, we're happy. And we got full tanks, so that should be at least 4 months, and 4 or 5 months if we really are conservative. I mean, it'll last a year if we're conservative. So we'll keep you posted on what we end up doing as far as our cooking stuff, because we're gonna probably introduce another form, maybe some an alcohol stovetop, just for heating stuff up and baking, and then eventually we probably will go to propane just for the ease of it. All right, so today is install the alternator day. So we have been having, when we brought the boat over, when we bought it, on the way over, we ran out of juice, and we realized that the alternator wasn't charging the batteries. So after a lot of trying to figure out what was going on with our electrical system, we figured out that it still could be the charger not charging the batteries well enough, but either way, we have to have the alternator fixed in order to charge batteries underway. Another guy here in the marina does, he's a mechanic, and he's coming over this morning to help us, so you get to catch a little bit of that. And that's our day for the most part, is getting that alternator fixed. That is one of the last things that's kind of a real safety issue. So once that's fixed, then we can actually get out of the marina, and we don't have to worry about whether or not we'll be able to start the engine. Okay, Ernie just left. So the alternator is replaced, and everything is working as it should. The one issue was that this little tiny wire, like that tiny big, had broken off. The connection had broken off to the alternator, and it screwed everything up. So affected our batteries, some of the engine gauges. So we placed that, placed the alternator, and now everything's working perfectly. The batteries are charging the way they should. Now it's just a matter of installing the solar panels, the wind generator, and this close. I can feel the ocean. To our surprise, later that day, the Florida Fish and Wildlife Service was re-releasing a manatee that they had recovered that was injured into the wild. So we grabbed the camera stuff and went over to check it out.
So my name is Dan Levin. I'm a marine mammal biologist with Florida Fish and Wildlife. We cover the Southwest Field Lab, which is in the southwest 10 counties of Florida, for manatee carcass recovery, but as well as the rescue program. got a report through the FWC Wildlife Hotline. A boat captain out here sent us a photo of a manatee with visible ribs, spine, and the back of the head. So when we see an animal that's at that level of emaciation, it's an immediate response, because we probably will never see that animal again if it swims out. So we worked with our Southeast Field Lab, which is based out of Tequesta, and they came over and we conducted a boat-based rescue. And that's where we set a net around the manatee and pull it on board. So at that point, the animal was very thin. It was not a very difficult rescue in the sense that the animal cooperated and we were able to bring him on board pretty easily. The animal was rescued from Port of the Islands and then transported to Miami Seaquarium, where it's been in rehab for the past 6-7 months. And then during that time, that animal went from being emaciated to over 900 pounds on release day today. So where the animal was rescued here, so the goal is always to release the animal where the animal was rescued.
I know that you are having a hard time right now. That everything seems to crumble around you. I know that you feel all alone in this world, but you have to put your trust into us, and we will help you through, 'cause we only want what's best for you. I know that you are having trouble believing right now that everything is gonna be alright. I know that you feel all alone in this world, but you have to put your trust into us, and we will help you through, 'cause we only want what's best, what is best for you.
Next time on Sailing on a Whim, we get boarded by the Coast Guard and have some issues with water coming in the boat. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
So Dan and I were out running errands in town and got back and the bilge pump was going off.